Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the Todd Fox Postgame Podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is, fuck! Yes, I want to yell, fuck! You know what this reminds me of? And welcome into the Halos in the Infield postgame show presented to you by 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. Use the promo code at checkout under promo code and use Halos in the Infield, HITI, to get 10% off your purchase and 5% off your future purchases, and also get into a drawing for a free jersey. With that being said, I am so pissed off right now. So pissed off because you know what this reminds me of? I'm over here tooting the horn, honking the honk for one Mr. Suarez, thinking that he's going to be the guy that's going to surprise people, turn heads. You know, he's going to be the guy that takes the next step, the next Familiar Ramirez, whatever, from Houston. He's going to take the next step. He's going to be the better pitcher, right? He's going to be a surprise in that Angels rotation. Okay, so he shit the bed the first game. Okay, fine. Do you take one on the chin? You move on. You learn from your mistakes. You get handed a softball team like the Washington Nationals. You think, oh man, I'm gonna beat the Nationals. We get off to a good 4-1 lead. Yes, Renifo helped with that error, but they were just finding all the gaps. And again, if you thought yesterday, Tepera's game when he got all those seeing eye singles given up in the 7th inning and all those blooping hits that just kept falling, they weren't crushing the ball off the end of the bats. Look what happened tonight. Even more so. 14 freaking hits. So Suarez reminds me of that, you know, when you tell your kid, hey, just go out there and don't embarrass me. And what's the first thing your kid does? Embarrasses the fuck out of you. And then everyone's calling me out, saying, oh, look at your boy. And then, well, what can I say? That's my boy. You know what I mean? He's out there just getting lit up by the Washington. Oh, I forgot. The Washington Nationals are the New York Yankees in their heyday. I mean, come on. Who doesn't know Al Cal, left fielder, L. Thomas, Jay Caladonito, Meneses from the Mexico team, D. Smith. Oh, man, I got a D. Smith jersey, don't you? What about Ruiz? Chavis. Oh, my gosh. If I could tell you how many Chavis jerseys I've seen downtown Los Angeles and Anaheim, it would blow your mind. And then Robles. Come on, Robles. And then you got Abrams. Come, dude, that's murderous row. How is this team not in first place? I don't know. I mean, they put up 14 hits against the Angels. Oh, and don't forget about Patrick Corbin, a guy we traded for years ago for Dan Herron, who was good at one point. But then he was coming in here just god-awful and somehow pitched 5 innings and got out of it. I mean, the Angels literally showed up for 3 innings. 3! By the way, if you're watching on Instagram, the feed on YouTube is much better, so I would suggest go there. But if you're not and you're stubborn, you want to stay on Instagram, go for it. But there's much better stuff over on YouTube. I'm just saying, like and subscribe, whatever. But Patrick Corbin, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 7 hits. He gave up a home run tonight. You know, it boggles your mind how this team could hit for 3 innings. And again, I don't put it all on the hitting. But at some point, they got to take some onus for it because they stopped producing. And my God, David Fletcher is now this year's Squiddy Poo for me. He sucks. How do you allow anybody on the baseball field with a crooked ass swing like he's got? And you know what? Right now at this point, you just got all the chicks that are Angel fans, no offense, that just go out there and say, well, I like Fletcher because he's cute and he's in Italian. He's cute. That's all it's come down to. Because you can't say, oh, he's a great ball player. He doesn't bunt right. He can't swing to save his life. He's a liability. He's an easier out than Squid. At least Squid was attempting to swing normal at a ball. This guy's swinging like he's chopping wood over his forehead. He sucks. And no one's fixed his swing. He has uppercut swings for a guy who can't hit it out of the infield. He's a waste of an out. And then poor Urshela. My God, do I feel bad for that guy. He should be hitting like 500. He's hitting squaring the ball up all night. Boom, hitting it right at somebody. And then poor Ohapi gets nailed. And then it seems like we're hitting the ball hard. It just keeps going right at somebody. Nationals just pretend to swing, and it flares into the outfield, short infield base hit. It's incredible, the luck that they got last night. And then Tyler Davidson didn't pitch all that bad, but he just looks like a project, and he pitched like a project tonight, and he was terrible. He was terrible out there, but they were lucky they only got one run off of him. Yeah, Renifo with a double clutch for whatever reason that opened the floodgates to let in a couple runs, and then he had Drury fall asleep twice. He could have thrown the runner out at home, and then he just held the ball again and allowed another run to come home. It was a mess. So let's get into the awards tonight because I feel I want to get into that before I get into all the comments. We'll take phone calls later on. It's a mess. You're 5-5. We were all pissed when they lost 2 games to Toronto they should have won. They should have won at least one more of those to take 2 out of 3, especially Sunday's game. Maybe even the home opener could have swept, but we would have took 2 out of 3. Now you lose this one. You're guaranteed, at best, a 500 home record in the first series when you easily should have been 4-2 and quite possibly 5-1. Now, that's why I tell you, I don't look ahead of these games. Take one effing game at a time. We got to hope Ohtani turns the table tomorrow. So let's go to the John Stamos Award for the best player on the field tonight. Let's just do it right now. The John Stamos Award for best looking player. Best player on the field. I don't think you can give it. And I'm gonna go. I don't think you can give it to one national, because I want to say all these household names like John Cavallero, Meneses, that Chavis guy. No, I'm gonna give it to 4 guys, and that would be the Nats bullpen, because their bullpen showed up, and that was Thompson, who went 2/3. Allowed 0 on 13 pitches. Harvey looked better than his father, only surrendering a walk, 2 more strikeouts. Edwards pitching an inning, looking like an all-star. 48th round pick, and he pitches a clean 2 strikeout inning. And then Finnegan is like, oh, you guys wish you had a closer. Look at me, guys. 1 inning pitch, got the strikeout, 16 pitches, 11 of which were strikes. Look at their pitches right here. Between those 4 pitchers, 13 plus 18, 31. And then you have, 46 pitches. You have 62 pitches that were strikes. Or what do you call it? No, out of 62, you had 19, 29. 39 of the 62 pitches were strikes. That's pretty good. And their ERAs are 104, 169, 180, and 11. I guess Finnegan got lit up in one of his outings. But those 4 pitchers only allowed 1 walk. That's it. Angels didn't do anything since Corbin left. And again, this is a last place team. And again, you played toe-to-toe with Toronto. But what have we said about this team the last 3 years? They played down to their mother effing competition. And that's what they did. Now we're going to give the worst player of the award tonight, which is the Nacho Night, presented by Paul Sorrento, the worst hitting coach in all of baseball.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos. All the nachos, all the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole.
Caesar says, because I'm looking at his comment first because this just popped up right now. He says, give it to Mike Trout tonight. And Mike Trout was 0 for 5. He had another hat trick tonight. But I'm not going to give it to Mike Trout. I'm going to give it to my boy, the son that embarrassed me. And that was Suarez. Suarez came out there and shit the bed against possibly the only other team he could do worse against and look worse against would be Oakland. And give it time if they leave him in the rotation. And where the hell is Canning? Where the hell is Chris Rodriguez? Can we see Silseth? I've been screaming, at least if one thing I was right on, which wasn't Suarez, but one thing I was right on was we needed a second right-hander in this rotation. Whether you replace whoever, we need one. So one of those 3 need to step the fuck up and fast. because we cannot put our bullpen on an island and continue to push them early on in baseball games. We need to conserve those arms because obviously they got some work to do. They haven't come out of spring training fresh at all. The offense can mash at times, but it just seems if the Angels run into some bad luck and hit into some double plays or hit it hard at somebody, it seems like they give up and they change their mindset and they can't score for a few innings. So it was a pathetic last 4 innings that the Angels had going forward. So there's your awards for tonight. We're gonna get into some of these comments because the comments are flying in, dude. I'm probably gonna miss a lot right now. Trouty here says, unfucking believable. This fucking team is ridiculous. We want Randy. DMAC says, Steve Lewis says, you're the only one that believes in Suarez. Well, up until tonight. What's y'all's fucking issue? Seahawks suck. Thanks, Kevin. I bet your Rams suck even harder, or your Niners. Let's see. Daniel says, we want Randy. Also, I wore my jersey at the San Diego Zoo today, and everyone kept saying Ohtani is gone. That's the narrative, effing BS. And that's what you're going to hear every time we lose. When's Ohtani leaving? Where's he leaving? How much is he going to get paid by somebody else? And that is thanks to one man and one man only, Artie motherfucking Moreno. That's the guy to blame. Pitch clock is Suarez's kryptonite. 5 for 5 in 10 games, or 5 and 5 in 10 games were better than that. I agree. Let's see. Also, I can't believe this. Grillmaster says DFA Suarez right now. Josh says. Daniel says, what's y'all issue? We clearly don't want to be in this. Thank you, Daniel. You can leave now. Also, something with people whose first name starts with J, they just can't pitch. Tommy Chin says, can we have Walsh back at first? We're waiting on him to return. Speaking of your buddy Lodge, he's not got a commercial for purchasing gold and silver, or he's now got one. Oh, great. Also, Halo Realm says, going to SeaWorld and thinking about, jumping into the Shark Tank tomorrow. P.S. I can't swim. Man, Rendon really needed a day off, huh? JT says, yeah, think about that. Rendon's like, oh, I'm back for 4 days. Oh, my vagina. I'm off again. And there you go. So, I mean, come on, man. This guy is something else right now. It's hard to put any faith in him because he's just got a bunch of
emotional damage.
And this is what Angel fans think of their Angels tonight.
Well, that team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
And absolutely, we thought about this after every strikeout. Mateo said that was embarrassing. Angels are so bad. Suarez commits war crimes. Rendon meme says. Psy Magic says, what's y'all fucking... man, you guys are just... You're too much with that stupid, what do you call it? Just trying to freaking... God, what is the name of that... when you freaking just... You guys are just swarming me with stupid ass comments. But that's cool. That's cool. I mean, I'm sure if you had a show, I'd do the same. So there you go. Suarez AAA time. Justin Cole fucking sucks. Let's see. Candelaria is a perennial MVP candidate. Yeah, I don't think so. Oscar says it's either the pitcher's fault or me. Every time I leave or do something, they blow the lead. It's dude, Oscar, look, I used to be kind of like that where I was just like, hey, I got to sit in this certain chair else the defense won't get a stop right here. So please get over that because it is fucking annoying and it will play with your head if you're really serious. Ever since with the WBC, Trout has shown her he hasn't been able to produce during late and clutch moments. And also, when it comes to Trout, Trout is my dad loves saying, well, I'm using Roger's voice. Whenever he's gotten married, he's just not the same player. Too much sex. Dad. El Bardo says Trout is the worst high ball velocity hitter out there. Tough game. Hopefully we can come back tomorrow versus with Ohtani on the mound. Have a good night, everyone. Matt Bedingo. A's and Nationals. Who's worse? Mike Worley says, let's see. Can you say Justin Cole for us? Biggest Angels hater out there. Canning and Silseth time. Bye-bye Suarez. Halo Realm says. Send Suarez off. DFA Drury. Grillmasters in the DFAing. Let's see. Effin Ren Puss back in the bullshit. Also, Dan Real says trying to watch on Rumble. I'm getting there. I've been very busy, Dan. We had a very busy weekend, but I'll try to have it by the next homestand. We should, or at least on the road trip. Let's see. No Randy Yaws not watching. Okay, Joseph. Get out of here then, Josiah. Whatever. I don't care. No hits after the third inning is such a joke. Fletchy Poo. Let's see. Mexico legend Joey Meneses. Call up Bachman or Silseth, Armani says. Let's see. Also, some people recurring their comments here, just spamming. That's what I was looking for, spamming. I'm Italian. Do you guys still like me? We love you, Mateo. You could probably hit better than Fletch. Why is Fletcher starting and Suarez getting out? I don't know why in 10 games you would never see. I mean, you would. I miss the days of solid lineups where you can actually see a solid lineup play for more than 10 games. You know what I mean? Or you see them play like 5 or 6 days of the week. No. Today we got to coddle our players and play them 3 or 4 games and sit them. It is so stupid. Let's see. Also, it's unfixable, Armani says. Sports News says, already hearing people to bring back Odell. Oh, yeah, they've already been putting that. Put on 8:30 for a minute. Nevin is talking. I'm not going to switch over to that right now. Let's see. I mean, Bally's. Let's see. He's the Jimmy G of baseball, Odell. Let's see. He's a great player in the most lowered hitting member of the Halo. Oh, you stop it, Randy. God, you're just pumping your brakes too much. Let's see. XNC says Rendon hurt his labia again. So we already mentioned that. We're playing 500 baseball. 500 baseball will get you nowhere in the American League. Yeah, we've tried that for the last 8 years. That hasn't gone nowhere. DFA Suarez, DFA Davidson, both pitchers were horrible tonight. Bye-bye Drury, Adele, Detmers, and Fletcher for oh, man, if Miami were to pull that move. Put on AM 830. Now there's a statement you don't usually hear somebody say. Angels all want to do is hit home runs. That is the same. That's not going to change. Now, Lewis, here's the thing I want to say right here. I was loving the fact that they were having some in-game adjustments, but it seems like that ship sailed, and we're back to let's swing for the fences, because you saw it in a couple games this year where they actually switched up to the pitcher and started to hit. But Thames I saw him to pull a Paul Sorrento tonight. He didn't get off the bench much, didn't talk to the guys. The guys weren't looking at their pads again. So here we go. Back to the same old bullshit is right. Sports says having flashbacks of last season already. That's terrible. At Sports News, leave Adele where he's at. We're back to 500 baseball. Chandler says, I froze my butt off for this. Jim Hoyt says, nacho night for the whole effing team. Also, how does your family love it after the... Wait, how does your family love you after these Angels players? I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. 0-2 since the clown showed up. Hey, I won the game we went to. No, I didn't win it, but I was there. Please trade Adele. But you mean after the clown showed up. I got to get back to a game. Please trade Adele, Fletcher, and Drury for some relief and a closer. Kevin says Drury is so bad. He's definitely not a first baseman. The multiple player winners, more work for me. Yes, sir, Randy, more work. Because they're still getting the miles back. The millions back from suck from Arizona. 27-17 last season before the collapse. Yeah, last year we were 10 games over 500, and boy, oh boy. XNC says, I'm sorry, Todd. Suarez doesn't belong to the starting pitching rotation. He's undermining the whole team, and if they keep him pitching. Yeah, he's terrible. I actually believe now the Angels are cursed. Trouter here says, this team sucks so bad. My boy Vince checking in. Toronto seems to know how to break us. They did last year. Nats fan checking in saying, I'm just going to sit quietly here in the corner tonight, as you should. El Pardo says, like it or not, every analyst, every metric, every prediction has this team finishing out of the money or out of the playoffs. This is why Sunday is 11. Is why 11-2 is why, despite having a solid 1-4 rotation, it's. I hate arguing with people like that, so I have to let it go because we have to until they prove us wrong. It is what you just said, El Bardo. I want to put money on the Angels that they can recoup and be better. I think they're better. But when you shit the bed and you play like this, and then the offense goes cold and the pitching can't hold a runner on, they're allowing bloop single after bloop single. I mean, we knew the hits would come up, but the Angels, the other teams are taking advantage of the stolen bases, taking advantage of the hitting and situations with the shift. The shift is gone. Angels can't do that. For whatever reason, we're still like, oh, let's hit it right to the center fielder. Let's rip it right at the shortstop. It's just, it's unbelievable. It is so unbelievable. Let's see, can't get a double play or trust the damn bullpen. Pathetic. And you know why we can't get a double play? We're not playing the same guys every night. There is no consistency in that up the middle defense. There's nothing. So you're not going to know where players are if they're running towards a base. That's why Drury doesn't know whether to throw the ball home or just hold it or read a book at first. There's no continuity with these infielders. The only one that seems to be playing no matter where they put him on a consistent basis is Urshela. Let's see. Sonia, you're not going to get any help from us tonight. Mike, strikeout. Trout, no surprise. Joe says. Also, Kevin says Trout is the least clutch player on the team. Mateo says, when was the last time Trout went 0 for 5? Not too long ago. I mean, he just had a golden sombrero the other day. Chiefs and Angels says, I can't wait for Chris Rodriguez to come back, man. He's so much needed right now. He would be. Exactly where the hell is he? Let's see. Shut up, Kevin. Also, Todd Canning and C-Rod are injured. I know. No, Canning's not injured, Grillmaster. And Joyce is not ready. Sam Bachman could be there. Chris Rodriguez is never coming back, Randy says. Matt Bedingo says Chris Rodriguez had a setback. Yes, he did. Mateo says Perry needs to make some moves now. Either makes trades or send people down. The problem is, if you try making a trade right now, teams know you're desperate and they will rape you with no lube, as Ice Cube once said in one of his songs. James Gonzalez checks in with it's the Bob Seger song that says still the same old team. Angels lose the first game of the Sonia series. C-Rod isn't coming back, Steve Lee says. The Halo Realm says, I thought I saw Paul Sorrento today, but then I realized it was a fat-ass gorilla. Wow. Dank says, also, if this team doesn't make the playoffs, we need a complete rebuild. Trade Ohtani. Oh, look, we're not trading Ohtani. If they don't make the playoffs, he's gone. And there is going to be a huge reset, which some of you are going to be happy that Trout will still be here, but some of you and most of you will be mad that freaking Rendon will still be here. He ain't going nowhere. Let's see. The truth hurts right there. I'm kind of mad, Mountain Dew King says. Also, yes, we do need Bauer. He can pitch. I wouldn't take a shot at Bauer till next year. We have to see what he does in Japan. So don't read my IG comments. Rendon sucks, Steve says. JT says, it was so ridiculously cold tonight. Those balls were sinking at the wall. Yes, they were. There was a couple that could have got out. Drury is a fucking rally killer, Randy says. Also, Suarez sucks, period. I've freaking had enough of him, Alex Fu says. No Rendon today. Bad bitches don't work on Mondays. I like that. That deserves a... right there. Also, Rob was 100 on both Suarez and Drury. Okay, I have to listen to that pod, by the way, they just dropped today. Camfrey says season is cooked until further notice with the way that they're playing. And you know what? They're tied for first. Mike Trout is a 4A player. That's a great take by Grillmaster, and that's why he's so respected in the Angels community, because nobody brings it better than the Grillmaster. If you're looking for all the kind of,
that's what she said.
comments and bad takes, well then it's Grillmaster, because he's just like Roger.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
That's what they're on the same wavelength with. Armani says, I take shits better than Suarez pitches. Damn. Oh yeah, don't get superstitious. It will ruin you. Matt Bedingo says Griffin Canning is starting on Wednesday, according to Erica Watson. Thank you, Matt Bedingo. He's our reporter on the ground there. Martin says, since the clown has been a no-show at the Big A, we are 0-2. We need the clown back. Thanks, Martin. Mike Trout has been updated to Hunter Renfroe. I'm going to keep a buck. Trout has an ugly wife. Jeez. Oh, man. Also, Trout here says, can you please put the Bad News Bears theme on your soundboard? You will use it a lot. Well, I got this one. This one was to sum up Renifo's play and also Drury's play tonight. And then this is what you say the next time you hear Suarez is pitching. This is what you want to tell Phil Nevin.
You fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Exactly. We have no starting pitchers who can hold their own past the 5 innings, screwing it up, apart from Ohtani and Sandoval. Since Joe Adell's fucking going off in the minors right now, Caesar says. Jim Hoyt says Suarez failed beginning with the national anthem. No hat over the heart. Take the... Oh, take the hat off, show some respect. So Jim caught that in attendance. Sam says, if this team doesn't make the playoffs, we need a complete rebuild, trade everyone under 25. Caesar says, trade Odell for some pitching. If he continues to hit like this, someone will take a flyer on him. I guarantee you. I'm going to be at the game tomorrow. They better freaking win, Alex says. It's been 10 damn years, Sam Correa says. Demetrio checks in. What is up, my friend? He says, I know this take is not a popular one, but man, can we trade Ohtani for someone's amazing far better pitcher, I would guess he meant by that. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, at this point, you can get a contender to get him, but you're not going to get what you would have got last year. That's what I'm saying. We pay Rendon $38 million a season, literally on the fifth of the whole team's salary, and he sucks, or he's such a soft pussy. I can't deny that. You know, I would love to debate you on that, but it just seems like a good take